Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equities Story. And there's the amazing Wolf. There's the disclaimer, which you've got to read really quickly, but you can pause that to read. So now, Wolfie.
Yes.
Oh, Wolfie.
What have we got today?
What have we got today? And
Yes.
maybe we've got one little trade, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now, can I talk about what some of your love affairs? Now,
Okay, go on.
so this has been a love
My
affair of
first
yours.
lover.
SKO.
Yes.
I would have this in your favorite top 5 in our market at the moment.
Probably top 10, I'd say. Yeah, so up there.
Top 5. I have a little I have a little scorecard when you talk about stuff. So
Okay.
don't put yourself under pressure. So what's happening here with Circa?
What's happening is they're raising shitloads of money. Sorry about the S word, but they do 80-something million bucks, Dave, for growth, pretty much. So normally I prefer growth and probably a nice acquisition somewhere along the line, but in this case, a fairly big capital raising at a 10% discount. So I think that's going to be around 670 Australian dollars. They just really want to, while the iron's sort of hot or getting hotter, they want to expand the business and grab as much market share as they can. And you can see by the numbers that are coming out today, updates, talking almost 100% growth on the revenue side, talking to some big players, potentially integrating with their systems, like they've done with Booking.com. By the way, Booking.com and fantastic. The numbers are just great coming out of there. So that looks good. All up, excellent story, Dave. I think, remember, I always like the picks and shovels type stories than actual frontline players. And this is exactly, suits my sort of style in investing. Love it. Let's hope the market likes this capital raising. It's going to add, I think now it's going to have about 140 million bucks in cash in the kitty to grow. But it's still loss making, but there's a reason for that. They're obviously spending heaps and heaps and heaps for that market growth and share.
So would you, I mean, if you weren't in this, just put a cheeky bid on around that 680, 690?
Yeah, absolutely. I would. If you don't have any, why not? Why not? And, you've got a strategy of, if it doesn't hold that 670, whatever, you just get out. But yeah, why not? Why not? I like the company long term. So whenever I see that sort of scenario, cheeky bid is in order.
Let's do, I think, a cheeky bid trade around 685 for a long-term hold.
Sounds good.
Cloud Wolf, liking the race.
Yeah, look, somebody asked about this company yesterday, right? So I did give it a glowing review, although it was languishing around 60 cents. But today had a huge jump. This is on the back of that capital raising they did, where they gave NXT a 20% shareholding, right? So it's a validation for SOV that it is probably a good business. And from that point of view, that's why I sort of liked it. I went through it and I liked what I saw in there. I just thought it was a matter of time before we see it climb back up. And that, to me, was the financials I needed to see improving. But, there's a validation there right now. So can it hold it? Give it a couple of more weeks, Dave, and we'll see where it's at. I like the company.
So maybe one we could be interested to get into, but we just need to see it, see some more financials out of it.
Absolutely.
Wolf, Webjet, what did you make about Webjet's announcement today?
Look, it is improving, and I'm supposed they should be improving, like with all the others, because the travel industry is definitely opening up. However, recent things that have been going on around the globe, and that is the fourth wave, has maybe curtailed that enthusiasm for opening up again and travel. So it's just having a bit of a pullback. It's still, if you take it long term, it's probably going to improve. It's not my favorite story in that travel space, Dave. So I'm not a fan anyway. Prefer the Circos of the world and SiteMinders, but it's okay.
EVS Wolf, it's up 4% today. It's actually trending reasonably nicely. It's holding above that 20. Sort of announcement where we can see this reach higher levels, 25, maybe 30.
They're ticking boxes, their little announcements here and there saying they're signing up contracts here, they are collaborating with people here. So as long as that turns into moolah, we're going to be good. But, for the moment, it's just signing paperwork. We'll see where it gets them. but it is still positive. So for me, hopefully at least we'll keep that above that 20 cent mark. And over the next, say, 6 months, maybe we'll see that nudging 25.
All right. Time for a little tantrum.
Yes.
WSP. So, you know, technically this needs to do more, right? It needs to get over trend. It's just not there. But Wolf, what a very, very, very good announcement. So, come on, what's happening here, Wolf? Why, what's
Well,
happening?
look, Dave, the frustrating thing is you say, with your technicals, it needs to do more. And fundamentally, it can't do it anymore. I mean, it's going bloody good. Yourself, why are you trading so poorly? You're coming up with another beautiful announcement, an upgrade, and you're trading below, and it's growing at, I think, what did they say today, 30%? Come on, guys, give me something.
Is this the final proof that really this market is nothing, very little about fundamentals? It's all about.
Oh, I think it possibly tells you that there is more about FOMO than actual fundamentals. I think that's what it is. It's a trader's market than a normal market that we used to see maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Dave, where the good stories used to go up.
So you finally capitulated.
I'm not capitulated. I'm just frustrated.
So, okay. So, oh look, it's edging up a little bit now. So Wolf, if this jumps over 260, you're in.
Absolutely. It's a great story, Dave. It's cheap, right? If you look at the numbers, it's cheap. Mr. Jeremy Wells, the founder, pretty happy, looking to expand, moving into American markets. It's all looking pretty good. Yes, look, maybe that's the thing. There's just a lack of love for some of these tech stocks in Australia, right? Maybe there's a little bit of lack of knowledge of how these companies are supposed to be going. Maybe some of these companies are a little bit too small for investors out. I don't know. There's probably a number of reasons, small reasons, that people just tend to stay away from these things until the light bulb comes on like a 360, right? And all of a sudden, oh, we love you, we love you. So look, it's just time. As long as they keep doing numbers and numbers and numbers, eventually the market will wake up.
Well, let's talk about 360, Wolf, because there was a time when
exactly.
Listed at $5, it traded all the way down to $2.
Yeah. And then how dumb was the market, right? How dumb is the market? I mean, this is just shows you, right?
And then it had a big move up. So right, and then you buy it as soon as.
And now it's like a market darling all of a sudden.
So this news today of 360, one of the brokers have come out and given it this a new target price. What are we looking at?
Morgan Stanley, very, very bullish, 1650. So they love the acquisition. They can see it makes strategic sense, potentially makes this company better than ever. They are really bullish. So 1650 is a price target, accumulate from them, I think, or buy, or overweight, however you want to call it. So it's just a validation that, that the company's doing very, very well. And yeah, I mean, this is what happens, right? When the market wakes up, it does a 10-bagger almost.
Wolf, we got PGL and Harmony, two of the money lenders. They're okay. They're not really trending. I think PGL is slightly below trend, so wouldn't buy it. But again, I think we're seeing really poor price action in a lot of these money lenders at the moment. Companies with great, superb. Explain that to me. Why then, where you've got these companies, they've got great, superb growth like Wiser, why are they trading so poorly? Is the market saying, hold on a second, guys, this is just a bit of a temporary, this is temporary growth. You're not going to be getting it any longer?
Again, I think there's maybe a few reasons there. I'm just trying to, give you the best thing, what I maybe perceive to be the factors at the moment, just holding things back. Maybe one is interest rates potentially maybe go up, right? Is that going to be a detrimental thing for them? Not so sure. Possibly there's something there. The other things, they're still unprofitable, a lot of them, right? So the question is going to be asking, can they be ever profitable? Or is it just about growth, top line and nothing on the bottom? So there could be a number of little reasons why the markets, they like them, but they're not loving them. So there'll be good moments and bad moments. So maybe, again, just give it time to see how they perform, whether they can cash flow positive and then profitable, and then maybe the market will start loving them. But yeah, look, I still like them because the growth is really attractive from that point of view. We know there's a huge amount of competition in this space, so maybe that's the other thing is the margins could be under pressure if they bid against each other, trying to win over each other's business. You just don't know. But trending is your best friend on these sort of stories.
All right, just Wolf, just as we've been on the air talking, Tasker has come out with chairman's address. Obviously in a trading halt at the moment. I just want to read you some of the headlines to get your the resilience of our community and the underlying growth of our marketplace saw GMV for the first quarter increase 6.2% on the previous year. And since the easing of restrictions in major markets, Sydney and Melbourne, Tasker has experienced a sharp bounce back, with GMV reaching all-time highs of 3.9 million per week, or approximately 200 million on an annual run rate basis as we head into spring summer in the southern hemisphere, our strongest seasonal growth period. Is the theory right? A bit of Tasker. We've looked at it around this sort of price. It hasn't really worked for us yet. Is there enough you see in that announcement where we're going to have a leap of faith back up to 120, 130, 140?
Want to hope so, but it might take a little bit longer than initially thought, right? Yes, Australia's opening up. This is exactly what they want. They're also talking in there, because I'm just having a look through that announcement, that they're also reliant on temporary visa holders, right? So there's a labor shortage. So they want that to ease off as well. So that could take another 3 to 6 months. But other than that, I'm just having a quick look through the trust. It seems okay-ish from what I can read. So I don't see anything negative in there to see it crash, but you just never know. Let's just wait for the market, because we're just flicking through as we speak. So first look through looks all right.
All right. On that note, listen, Wolf. Sorry, I nearly forgot the trade today. So we're going to put on.
Oh yeah, come on.
We're going to put on a little trend, and there you go. This little, it's lightly traded. This, so you can see some bidding at $2.13. Last sale was $2.20. But not a bad announcement, Wolf. So could you talk us into this a little bit?
Yeah, look, it's just for me. You at the end, as normally the companies do with their outlook, they can't give a formal guidance. However, they're saying they are above expectations, internal expectations. So that's good. That's a positive. And also talking about there's going to be some growth and the markets are improving for them. So that's a positive as well. So I think fundamentally, while, I don't have any financials at this stage of what's going to happen in FY22, you've got to give it a tentative approval fundamentally. So there's a trade there, right? I think from what I can see.
Yeah, it just looks like it could range trade, but do not pay more than 220. I think there's really lightly traded. If you don't get it today, tomorrow, next day, well, that's fine. I think the general feeling is that maybe over a period of 3 or 4 weeks, it can go back and retest maybe on this news that 240 level.
Yep.
You've got a nice little stop loss if it doesn't work. Maybe Wolf around that sort of 209.
Okay.
On that note, listen, Wolf, thank you very, very much going through today's announcements, and we look forward. We had a great Ask the Analyst live session last night. That was excellent, and we look forward obviously to Fridays as well, and obviously what we do every day, Trade Watch at 11 o'clock. All right, Wolf, thank you very much, and have a lovely day.
Cheers, guys.
Bye bye.